Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the CE Tool Den. On today's video, we have the truck fix for the spark plugs and the ignition coils. So this is what we're going to do today. We're going to do a how-to video on how to replace and fix spark plugs and ignition coils on my 2016 Ford F150. This thing's got like about 257,000 miles and change, and we still love this truck. This truck has really been great for us, and we're going to continue to take care of it. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so here is my truck. Here is today's loadout. I'm going to move this over here. We got our Ford Motorcraft parts right there, ready to go. Got my Klein work table, and the biggest tool we're going to be using today that we want to use is going to be the ladder, because I can't reach. So this is going to be the big dog right here, to getting into the truck and start working. This has these tabs in here, so you gotta kind of like slide it out. See the tabs over here, the holes. Tabs go right in the holes. There's my air filter. Air filter looks like I need to change that air filter too. I'll have to buy that on another day. That's a quick 2-minute process, and we'll get that done. I gotta get on the ladder right now. Actually guys, I'm gonna remove the cap, the top first, to the cover, the engine cover. So you're gonna take off the oil cap. I just want to see how much accessibility do I have in here without having to remove this whole thing. I found out that that's a 7mm bolt on that, so I can just pop that out if I need to. So let's see how much accessibility I have in here. All right, so we have the oil cap removed, and we're gonna pop this out. Oh, something made a nest in here. Oh, jeez Louise. Something was living here. All right. So I must have had some made a home in there. Hopefully they didn't chew up any wires either. All right, so we have the cylinders here. Let's see, look. So 1, 2, 3 on this side, and 1, 2, 3 on this side. So we're gonna have to pop this cover off. Make sure you take this foam cover off that covers this area. Wow, that one is gonna be a pain, guys. That one in the back. So now the way the cylinders are numbered over here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Okay, so definitely that back one's gonna be a problem child. All right, guys. There is number 6 right there. That's number 5, and that's number 4. Number 4 is gonna be the easiest to get to. Basically, you just gotta pull that red tab. I don't know if you guys. Let me get a zoom in on you guys for you. Basically, you gotta pull that little red tab right there, pull it back, and then you gotta like finagle, wiggle it out. So I'm gonna use my little pry bar to kind of finagle that out, and I gotta do that one to that back one. So here's number 4. We're gonna switch number 4. I got these little tripod over here, so this is hopefully works better over here to get you guys in focus, because this is tough to film and do this job at the same time. Yooks. All right, let me see if I can get the focus on. So there's number 4. All right, let me see. All right, we're gonna dust this off with the Hyper Tough blower. I don't know, right there. And we're gonna turn this blower on. All right, guys, I think whatever made its way in here at some point might have, hopefully they're not dead inside the in the engine over there inside, because there's a couple of holes and gaps in there up here, and hopefully that's not the case. I mean, it doesn't smell in here, but You never know, guys. You never know with these things. Alright, so we have to get this out. And get my little mini pry bar. It's going to be a long video, guys, so bear with me. Alright, let me get the angled, my Mac Tools angled pry bar. And kind of difficult to reach, but there it is. Pulled it back. And that one, we're going to change that one too. Alright, hold on. I got to get situated here. Alright guys, so basically with this one, you got to pull the little red tabs backwards with your little pry tool. And then kind of stick your pry tool in here as you're pushing down on this. Hold this part down, this little gray part. And then use your pry tool, mini pry bar, whatever, or a flathead screwdriver, and kind of like wedge it in there and like wiggle it out. It is stuck in there pretty good. Probably all this dust. This thing's been around the block, and I do recommend getting all this crud off. There is a lot of crud here, guys. Seriously, maybe I should just clean this stuff off before I take anything apart, because you know what? This is insane. Very insane. Oh, and you kind of want to take this off too. So there's a little tab right here underneath, and you got to push it in and kind of wiggle this out too. Let's get that out so we can get access to that number 6 coil. Let me get a little pry bar. I'm going to try to put this on too, so that way we can get you in frame. Oops, there it is. Let me get this. I gotta try to lean this on the cowl a little bit. Alright. So underneath there's a little tab. You push it in, and then you stick your little pry bar or screwdriver, and you kind of wedge it. Okay, perfect. So now we can get that cylinder out. I mean the ignition coil out. This one's pretty much done right here. So we're pushing this down and pushing this one back. That's it right there, guys. That's it. We're going to do the same thing to this one. A lot of years on this car, so on this truck, 10 years old truck, so it is becoming a, you know, long in the tooth and getting there in age. I might have to use the other pry bar too, just as in conjunction with this one, because I can't get a good grip on this cylinder, this ignition coil number 4. So we're gonna try to pry this sucker right out of here. Kind of a pain. I'm trying to get you guys in frame too. Alright, there it is. So we have that little red tab push back right here, pull back. So basically you got to push this down, that gray tab down right there, and then I wedged, use my little pry bar and kind of move that back. Alright, so I'm going to try that. It's kind of tough to record and hold this at the same time, so I'll put it on pause and I'll get it out, but it's going to take me a little bit. Alright guys, we did number 1, Ford. We got rid of 1, 2 in the coils, and 4 and 5. So we just have 3 and 6 all the way in the back to do. So for now, we have the tabs pulled out, but what a task that is. Just getting into that part of the engine is extremely horrible when it comes to the getting these little connectors off. Very difficult, but we got it out. We're gonna do the same back there, but I just want to get these out first and go from there. All right, guys, here's another thing we're gonna show you. So a lot of this video is gonna be Castleman based, because Castleman did send out a lot of these tools to me, and they sent me this set and this set just for this project. So I appreciate Castleman for sending me these tools. They got these swivels. This is the 3/8 metric and SAE, and this is the 3/8 metric and AC, 1/4 inch and 3/8 full set. So right now we're gonna pull out the swivel 8mm. That's what that is. These don't have the spring, but they swivel pretty good. So we're gonna be using these to remove those stubborn bolts. Hopefully we can get them out pretty easy. We'll try the 1/4 inch first, and if not, we'll go graduate to the 3/8. But I figure we'll have no problem with that. All right. All right, we're gonna use my extended reach snap-on 1/4 inch ratchet with flex head. So the flex head is gonna really be helpful as well as the swivel. So we're gonna get these on the bolts that have the coils on them, and I'm gonna try to see if I can do this one-handed to break this right there. So that's an 8mm, by the way. And let's see if we can get. It's kind of tough because I can't see right now. I got this hose in here. I'm trying to feel around. There it is. And I got the and I got the camera, and the camera's kind of an impedance here too, because I'm holding it with one hand trying to get this bolt off. So maybe I'm just going to pause this and try to unscrew this better that way. Alright, so we got the front one loose in number 1. Here's number 2. We're using the coke and ratchet instead because it's easier, because it's smaller. And we broke that one. Nice. Let's do the number 3 too, because you know what? We're right here. Oops. Alright, so we broke 1, 2, and 3 free on the bolts. Ready to go. Now we're gonna do the other side. I'm not gonna fully take them out just yet. I just wanted to break them free. Alright. We're going to move on to the other side. These little swivel sockets are absolutely really nice, because it's giving me the clearance I need to get to the area and not have to worry about a straight direction here. So there is number 4 right there, and hopefully we can get this one cracked open too. Let me get this. Oh boy, this is hanging. Sorry about that, guys. It's just tough doing it with one hand and trying to get this tripod to cooperate with me. But I'm trying to get the best video that I can for you guys, but it's not working too very well. There we go. So I got the camera in my face, and I can't see anything because the camera's in my face. But we're gonna break this one. There it is. Castleman, thank you for this. Pretty awesome. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, this is perfect right here. This one, I'm definitely gonna need this swivel. It's a little bit off. I can only imagine how these people work with such minimal clearances. Horrible. There we go. There we go. Not fully broken in. There it is. Now we got it. And now we just have to do that one in the back. Most likely gonna need... Let's see if we can do it one-handed. I don't know. This one's actually not too bad because it's a straight shot. Let me see. Oops. Oops. Damn, this one-handed thing sucks sometimes. There it is. Broke it free, guys. Look at that. So we have all the coils broken free. This one has all the, except for this one, I still have to take that tab off. But we'll get that off right now. But I'm telling you, these little swivels are fantastic. They don't have the spring like some of the other brands, like the Astros or the Die Hard ones. But I'm gonna definitely get those too. But I'm really loving these Castleman swivels. All right, guys, we got the tab off the number 6 cylinder. I mean coil. I don't know why I keep saying cylinder. All right, I'm gonna take the screw off of this one, and the screw off of 1, 2, 4, and 5. I want to go gentle, regardless of how. I like to hand tight. I like to use my hand first. I'll use power tools when I need to, but you know, right now I just rather be gentle about it and use the ratchet if I can, and the sockets and stuff when I can, and then I'll crank out to the Milwaukee stuff after, or whatever power tool I have. So there is the screws with the little washers, and we're gonna go to number 1 and 2, and we're gonna get those out. Also, we're gonna put these screws in the little channel here on the Klein workbench table, and we're gonna get to these screws right here. These are already broken free, so that's half the battle, guys. Half the battle's right there. The clips and the screws were really a pain. So I'll do that, and I'll put it on pause for now. Alright, I got the screws off of 1, 2, 4, and 5. Put them in the little channel over here. Now here's the Motorcraft parts. We're going to remove the 2 back ones. So coil number 3 and number 6. We're going to install those first. We're going to install the spark plugs first. So we can just get that out of the way because we don't want to worry about that. So let us install the parts on these. First thing you need to do, and this is very important, guys, do not skip this step, because don't assume anything when it comes to doing your spark plugs. I'm serious, guys, this is legit. Here's the Ford spark plugs. Don't trust any spark plug, even if it's OEM, because these have to be spec'd at a certain spec rating when it comes to your gapping. And right now this says to torque to 7.2 to 14.4 foot-pounds. So basically I think that's what, 20 inch-pounds, I'm going to say. And these have to be gapped. And we're going to, I'll tell you what the gapping is in a second. But this is the spark plug right there, and it gives you your torque rating right there. 10 to 20 Newton meters, 7.2 to 14.4 foot-pounds. It depends on the vehicle. So our vehicle... Alright, so here is a spark plug gapping tool. This is a Craftsman. And Ford states, OEM says, for my F-150, it has to be gapped between 0.030 inches to 0.033 inches. So you don't want it to pass this. So there's there's 0.30, 0.030 to 33, which is right there. So that's 3.5 right there. So you want to make sure this is gapped correctly. So you take the gap tool, right, at its thinnest point, and then you check it out. Now this will tell you where you are at, and you might have to adjust this by pushing this down with a slight little hit of a hammer, or see if you can bend it with pliers or whatever. However you can do it. And if it's not gapped correctly, you might have a problem with your spark plug and turning your car on. So you got to make sure this is gapped correctly. So that's what we're going to do, and let's check out the proper gapping. So right now it is gapped at, this isn't gapped properly. So right now it's gapped at around 0.50. So we definitely have to push this down more. That's insanity, guys. See that? This is exactly why you do this, because your gapping is crucial. It's a vital component. So I'm going to try to put this down on the thing and try to gap this a little bit more, and let's see where we're at. So we got it down to, you know, still kind of there. I'm using the back of the gap thing, and I'm going to bend this down more. All right, let's see what the gapping is now. You don't want to go too close either. We're going to have to move this up just a little bit with some needle nose. So I gapped it just a hair under. So we'll pop it up just a little bit. All right, so we have this one gapped at 031-ish, 032. That's basically where we want it. Oh, maybe I didn't. I could have sworn it was just that gap at that. Let me check again. Yeah, like 032.5. I want to go to 031. All right, so there it is. I'm going to put the cover thing back on it until it's time to install. Maybe it fell out with the wind on the ground, so maybe not. So we'll do the same thing to this one. Oh, there it is. All right, we'll put that one in there. What do I do with the other little plastic piece? Well, I'll just put the little foam on it temporarily. Well, we're gonna gap this one too. This one probably looks too big too. Oh yeah, that's way too big. So I'm just gonna use the back of this adjustable wrench to gap it. Light taps, not heavy, nothing, don't strike it heavy, just light taps, and then just keep checking it until you get the right correct gap, because this is gapped right now at 0.48. So just got to do that. All right, so I have 4 of the spark plugs all gapped. Now it's time to remove the coils. So we're going to remove coils 3 and 6 as the first ones. The only thing I can tell you guys is you don't just try to pull them straight out. You got to wiggle them, because these are very sensitive things, and they could potentially break inside the engine here. So you got to be very, very careful with these. I still have to pull out the screws on this number 3. Forgot to do that. So we'll do that first. And we're going to wiggle this sucker right out. Okay, and this one's all set. I gotta get in there. Oops, I thought I loosened that up, the connector. I'll have to do that in a second. Alright guys, so now with this one, you just kind of want to wiggle it out. Let me see if I can put the little pry bar on it. If I can wiggle it out. Remember, don't pull it out like right away. Like wiggle on it, because you could potentially, like I've seen people actually break these. So you kind of want to like rotate it back and forth, and then get it out. That way you can get it. Definitely gonna need the pry bar. but I can't. I'm holding my hand on that, on the camera. But you kind of want, you guys gotta be careful how you guys do it. You gotta be very gentle. There it is. Popped it. There it is. Look at that. Beautiful. Remove that one. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. Insanity. So there's the Ford coil. I mean, these are all good, but you know what? Might as well just change them all. We got all new ones anyway. I said this time, might as well just get it over with. So it's time. Gotta fix this tripod a little bit. I got the little tripod going here. So there's our new Motorcraft coil, new Motorcraft spark plugs. We're gonna put anti-seize on this. Actually, you know what? I'll put this in after because we still have to get the other one out. So this is, guys, this is another Castleman product that we got, is the spark plug, magnetic spark plug remover. And for this one, I think I'm going to use the long one because that's the long reach. This is a 3/8 magnetic. This is a 12 point. This is a 12 point. This one's a 12 point. This is the 5/8, 9/16. This one is a 13/16, and this one is a 5/8. And then you have your mini ones, all 12 points. This one's a mini 14 millimeter and a small 5/8. But for this one, we're going to use the 5/8, and we're going to use the bent handle ratchet from Die Hard. So that way we can have the access we need. So I'm just going to put the long one in there because the long reach is definitely going to be more beneficial for me. We broke this one in with that unconventional method. There we go. Look at that setup. Perfect. Oops. Got this upside down. Let me just rotate the camera. Sorry, guys. Alright, so we got the thingy bob here, and I don't think we might have, I don't think I'm going to spray in any lubricant in there. Let's see how it works in here. Let's try to grab that sucker. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm glad I got this long one. Alright. Okay. Alright, let me get two hands on this so I can get a good grip on it, and I'll put it on pause. Alright guys, we broke it loose. This bent handle came in handy. Look how awesome this is. It gives me the clearance that I need. The Castleman is doing excellent because it's not buried inside the cylinder in here. This ratchet, I got this ratchet so nice and quiet, guys. It's fantastic. I'm definitely gonna have to show you guys what I did. I showed it on the live stream. If you guys watched my live streams a few live streams ago, but this is really good. This. Did I get it yet? I don't think I did. Nope. I gotta get in. I'm just hurting right now being against the car. I need like a cushion. I have the thing on, but it's not protecting me as much. The fender cover. I definitely got to get in there. All right, let me put it on pause and I'll show you guys how I'm rolling over here. But so far so good with this spark plug remover from Castleman, and then the bent handle Die Hard. All right, guys, I just ended up using the new extended reach ratchet from the 3/8. Took it off no problem. Gotta love this stuff. Gotta love modern power tools. They really do. Good job. All right, so now that we have this, there is the old one. Look at that sucker. We're gonna put the new one on. And what you gotta do, guys, is you gotta put some anti-seize on it. So we have anti-seize lubricant right here. You wanna put some anti-seize because the next time, you just got to be very careful. And you're not going to torque this down right now. We're just going to snug it up, and that's about it. So hold on 1 second as I adjust the camera, guys. As I put the anti-seize down and everything like that. And you guys will see, let me put the anti-seize in. That's a pretty, actually, considering the age of that, it's not bad. Let me get some gloves. I want to get some nitrile gloves on. Put a little bit of anti-seize on this. You don't have to go overboard. Just put just enough to get going. That's all. You don't have to go too crazy. We're properly gapped, guys. Remember, it's very important to gap your spark plugs. Really very important. So you want to definitely do that. There we go. Spread it a little bit across the threading. See, you don't want to get this stuff on your fingers either, guys. So we're gonna put this back on the magnetic spark plug of Castleman. How's it going?
It lasts us about 5 or 6 years, but for the first 2 years, you would guarantee the warranty. Got a blower?
Well, that was a guy that just showed up that does seal coating. He said he'd do my driveway for like 380 bucks, but I don't know. I just want to get this done. I just finished talking to him. That was a little bit of a slowdown in my job process here. It's 2:39. So we're gonna start threading the spark plug. Man, freaking reaching here, it sucks. So we're gonna start threading it right now, and then now we'll put the ratchet to it. We're gonna just use the Milwaukee 3/8. So this is the new 3/8 ratchet from Milwaukee, working with the Castleman magnetic spark plug adapter. Oh, there it is. Hit the spot. I needed to stop quickly because this stuff can get pretty dicey. So you definitely want to start the threading on the spark plug at all times before you even hit the power on or do a ratchet, and I do it by hand. Only because you don't want to be off on your threads, and that's huge, guys. It really is huge. It's a big ordeal. So you definitely want to start threading by hand always. That's like a big shindig for me. I know a lot of people will say the same thing, is start your threading by hand. Don't just go balls to the wall on this. And now we just got to remove the screw on the coil number 6. I just got to get access here, back there. Oh boy, it sucks to be this freaking short, guys. I wish I was like 6 feet tall, but I'm only 5'4", guys, and that's a stretch. So I am a shorty over here. Hopefully this one isn't going to be too much of a pain to get out, because there is very little clearance room here. But we got rid of that wire that we disconnected, so we're gonna put this in the gappage over there. So there is our thing. So we have four coils out, 4 screws with washers. All right, now let's see if we can get this bad boy out. This one's going to be a pain because it's hard to reach, and I got to use my little mini pry bars here. Where is that other pry bar? Must have put it somewhere. Where's my other pry bar? All right. Oh, there it is. Very good. We definitely got to get under here. You got to be very careful, because like I said, you got to be. See how we're wiggling it back and forth? You want to be gentle because this plastic could be brittle. You don't want to hear. Once you hear stop cracking, you better stop moving. Stop right there. All right, I gotta put this on pause because this is a two-handed job. All right, guys, we got the coil out of ignition number 6, coil number 6. We did crack it, and that's even being gentle. So this is why I say, even wiggling it and stuff like that, this is fragile. Stuff isn't made like it used to be, and today's modern cars have a lot cheaper parts nowadays, and this is just the Ford OEM. You know what I mean? Look at that. So, but we're changing it anyway, so honestly not a big deal because it's going bye-bye anyway. So let us get the threading in on the spark plug so we can do this. This is definitely something we can do one-handed here. Thank God, Castleman, you guys saved me. I mean, I have the Quinn version with the rubber boot, so I mean it's not like a big deal. And it's got a long one too, but I kind of wanted to try something magnetic, and I'm glad they got the magnetic thing going on. So let me get the Milwaukee 3/8 in there, and we're gonna break it free and get it out. Crap. Clearance here's a bitch. Here we go, guys. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, we got the thing situated there. I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna do this two-handed. That way I can break it free because it's kind of awkward right now with the camera. But we'll do that in a second and put it on pause. All right, so we broke it free. We got the new one with anti-seize on it. We're gonna thread it in by hand first. Start the threads, that way we know it's nice and straight and stuff like that. You don't want to go balls to the wall here. And we're just threading it right in, guys. Boy, this is a pain in the butt. Especially trying to record all this. There we go. All right, here you go. There it is. We got it on snug enough. Because we don't want to over torque this again, like I said. We have to torque this later. But for the meantime, that's just what we're going to do. I want to drop that. All right, we're going to put the coil on this one on the back because this one's a pain. The reach on this one's really harder than the one on the left side. So we're going to put dielectric grease on the coil. So here's the used old coil. We have dielectric grease here. You definitely want to use dielectric grease. Let me get this. Very important to use dielectric grease because it kind of protects your electrical components on your vehicle. So that's huge that you get that situated. Let me get this. All right. Dielectric grease, where are you? There it is. So I have, this is the brand I use. I use the CRC because I like the squeezy tab on this. So basically, you got to rotate this to get this. See how like the thing pops up as you turn it? Oops. All right, you kind of want to put, let's just a dab in here. You don't have to go balls to the wall. There it is. That's all you need. And good thing to have over here, guys, is shop towels. So I have my shop towels here. What the heck did I do with the other one? Must have flown away in the wind. But here's a shop towel. It's going to push the grease inside. And basically that's you're going to activate your, you're going to wiggle this in. Again, this is like the same type of deal. Even though you're pushing this right on, you kind of want to give it a wiggle. Like this. So you're in like flame. Alright, let me see if I can do this one-handed in a second. We got to torque this sucker. We're going to use a 1/4 inch torque wrench on that. Alright guys, the torque spec rating on this is going to be 133 inch-pounds. Like that's like 11 something foot-pounds. Do the math. So that's what we're going to do. I have a my 1/4 inch adapter here. This is a 1/4 inch torque wrench I got on Prime Deal days. I'm going to try it out. I love the purple and black, dude. That's awesome. It's and pools. Seems good. I checked it out with the meter, and it's pretty accurate. All right, so I gotta put. So I have. It's a 1/4 inch. I have the. There it is. It's set to 133 foot-pounds, inch-pounds. Right there, perfect. Right there. I just need a little tightening. So the ratchet did most of the work, the Milwaukee ratchet. So I love this, guys. This is awesome. I needed that 1/4 inch. All right, now that we have that all settled in, we just have to put the new coil in there. I've got to bomb this sucker out. There we go. We just got to like kind of like shove it in to get the good engagement in there. Because it creates a vacuum with the rubber seal and everything like that. So you got to kind of like really like push it in. All right, guys. I already have my Milwaukee here. We're going to tighten it up using that Castleman swivel, and there's a Castleman a 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter. I'm just going to get it snug. Be careful, go slow. As we tighten this, we're compressing. There we go. Let me just make sure it's snugged on pretty well. Oops. Jeez. One-handed sucks, guys, I gotta say. But I have to film it so I can bring you guys the content, and it shows you guys that yes, we use our tools here at the CE tool den, and this is what I normally do for other people. So, but without recording them for privacy's sake. But we do our own stuff here. So that's just neither here nor there. I just gotta get that sucker on. There we go. Oh, there we not go. Let me try my other ratchet. I'm gonna put a 8mm from my on my Koken from my 1/2 inch set. So let's put that 8mm. We'll use the deep drive. Koken to the rescue. Just to make sure, I want to make sure that we're all set over here. We have it on Tighten, and I'm not even going to torque this. Just give it the enough snug to get in there, and right now we're good. So we're going to put the clip back on this one. You want to hear that snap? And then you want to push that tab in, the locking tab. Okay, let me just... Alright guys, so we finished this part of the project. It's all torqued down, so the rear one, the two rear ones are done. Coils and spark plugs are in. Now right now I have to go to a family thing. So I'm actually going to have to get this finished in the darkness with my lights. So that's going to be a kind of a pain in the butt. So we're going to have to put this back in the shop, and I'll have to button it up for now, and then when I come back home tonight, I should finish this, because honestly I can't go anywhere without this truck being go to work tomorrow without this truck being all put together and such. So in the meantime, I have to get ready. Kind of sucks that the time went by fast on me, so nothing I can do about it, but it is what it is. So the next time you guys see me, it'll be darkness. We'll have the Milwaukee light on this and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna have to put all this stuff back. In the meantime, make sure there's no tools up here, which is good. I figured I'd be done with this by now, but videotaping and then, you know, being distracted here and there was kind of unexpected. But so we got the two rear ones in there, two rear coils, spark plugs, everything's torqued to spec except for the screws. I'm just snugging them up good enough. That's all it needs. I'm not even going to torque the screws for the coils. All right, so that's good for now. We'll be back later. All right, guys. All right, we're back from the family trip and to get together, but it's definitely dark out here, but not for long, because we got the light, guys. We have plenty of light. We got the M18 tower light, that Husky stand-up light. Here is the other Husky light, and then we have the Craftsman V20 under the hood light. So there is a lot of light here. Actually, definitely really good visibility. So what we did just now is we just connected this clip back on. We just pushed it right back in the way it was. We have to take this, the number 5 and number 4 ignition coils, and then we have to do the same for the other side for numbers 1 and 2 on that side. So 1, 2, and then that's it, and then just got to replace them and we're good, I think. All right, let me see. Now we got to adjust the camera, guys. Let me see if I can get a good reading here. I'm trying to get a good visual for you guys so you guys can see the work. Like I said, this is extremely difficult. Maybe I should get the GoPro headlamp thing for your head, so it's easier to see, and I can just record from there. So there is the two boots we have to still take out. I got a headlamp on right now, so I got a lot of light, guys. There's plenty of light to see. It's gonna be a little tough working in this condition because it is nighttime, but overall I think we're good. I just have to find all the things I need to find, like the screws, which I have here for the last four ignition coils, which I have right in my hand. Thank goodness. All right, so I'm going to get my pry bars and start removing the final. I'm just going to get them all out and just replace it. I just don't have time to show you about the diagnosis, but the diagnosis would be, easiest way to diagnose is you take the good coils, which would be number 2 and number 5, and you switch them off with number 1 and number 4, and then if on the scan tool it shows up as now the misfires become number 2 and number 5, then that's definitely the bad coils. But we're just going to change everything out. It's already getting late. It's past, it's 9:03 right now, guys. So it's 9:03. We're going to be working on the truck. And that's that. As they say, I ain't got time for that. So let's do it. Let's get this final push out of the way and get her done. We're gonna get her done. All right. So as you gotta find my mini pry bars, because those have been really indispensable and valuable. I really am enjoying these Mac tools, extra thick style of pry bars. So we're gonna get these suckers out and then move along. And I have plenty of battery life because I have a lot of batteries on the Craftsman platform to get me going. So now we're gonna take out 1 and 2 and just go from there. I think number 1 is going to be kind of a problem because of the way it's situated with that wire in front of it and this big fat hose over here, wiring hose, that's all taped up. I can't really move it out of the way unless it's on a tab over here. Maybe it's on the tab. Maybe I'll be able to pull it up. I don't know. It's got a zip tie over there. Let me see if I can pull it off with my fingers. Nope, that ain't happening. All right, we're gonna have to definitely get the pry bar, the mini pry bar, because guess what, guys? As usual, there's no room in here. Like, I literally got all these hoses and no room, and this is where the mini pry bars come in. Number 1 is going to be a pain in the butt to get out. Real pain in the butt. And it's going to be a kind of a pain in the butt to get in, but I'd rather get it out right now than later, because I think this is going to be the biggest pain in the butt to get out. Let's do the hard stuff first. All right, let me get the small Hyper Tough ball. So let's see the smaller Hyper Tough one, if I can find it, wherever I put it. I don't remember. It's somewhere in here. Somewhere over here. The little mini pry bar. Where are you? But again, guys, we have plenty of light. So that's not the problem. I just gotta find my mini pry bar. Not mini, but I can't find it. So I'm gonna have to see if I can kind of like put this one in there. Yeah, that's not gonna really fit. I mean, I don't mind if I break it either, because it's getting replaced no matter how you look at it. Oh, I think I got it. Yep. Pry bar did it. Hyper Tough for the win, made by Wild. Right, that wasn't bad. That one actually was not bad at all. I just gotta get it out. Wow. The one I thought was gonna be bad ended up not being so bad. Alright, let me try to get my little mini pry bar in here. And get number 2 out. And then we can move along. The process here. I ain't got time for that. I gotta wedge it under there so I can kind of like give it a lift. All right, guys. I think I moved it just a little bit, but not enough. Back to this one. See if I can get it out with this one again. There it is. Yep, a little bit of a twist action, and we were able to get it out. Hyper Tough for the win again. Oh boy, I'm really liking this, guys. Really liking this. Hyper Tough is kicking some butt today. As is the little mini Mac Tools one. All right, let's get the spark plug out. We're gonna get the spark plugs out. Let me get this out the way. We're gonna use the Milwaukee because I ain't got time for that. And Castleman for the win. Alright, let's go. Go. Spark plug is out. Let's get the other one. Oops, sorry guys. I dropped you guys. Let me see. This one's caught on pretty good. I think I can get this one one-handed. Just gotta push, make sure it's engaged. There you go. Look at this. Castleman and Milwaukee working together. And we have liftoff. Perfect. So 2 spark plugs out the way. Put the old spark plugs here, and we're going to put the new spark plugs in. All right. So 1 second, I'm going to get them. I'm going to do one at a time and get them with the anti-seize on it. All right, I got anti-seize on this one. Now we're going to thread it in to slot number 2. I'm going to hand thread it first. All right, let's get the second one in. go. Now we're just gonna give him a little bit of mustard on it with the ratchet, and then we're gonna torque it with the 1/4 inch torque wrench. All right. We don't want to go too high. There it is. We got the bite. All right, let's get on to this one. There it is. Now let's torque these suckers down to 133 inch-pounds. I just gotta set the torque wrench back to 133 inch-pounds, which is about 11 point something foot-pounds. That's the torque spec. So we are currently putting it on, we're at 120, and that should be 130. So a little bit past that. Perfect. I'm going to put this in the ratchet, torque wrench I should say, and we're going to push it in. Oh damn. There it is. There's the torque click we want. There's the other one. 133 inch-pounds, guys. 133. Now it's time to put the new coils on with the dielectric grease. So I need 2 new coils. So let's get that done. Get her done. 2 new coils. I'm just going to put the dielectric grease on it right now so I don't have to deal with it after. And easy peasy lemon squeezy. Alright, I got dielectric grease in one. Dielectric grease in the second one. Let's get the potty started here with the 3/8, the 1/4 inch on the swivel from Castleman. Yeah. Where is my ratchet? Here's my Milwaukee ratchet. I gotta say, this extended reach ratchet has been invaluable, guys. Invaluable. All right, let me get the boots, ignition coil boots. And we're going in. Perfect. We'll push it in once the everything catches. All right. Get the other screw, and we'll keep on moving along. We're just gonna thread this in for now. So I'm trying to just get, like I said, I'm just trying to get this over with. I'm just getting a threading in here. All right. This one's going to be a pain right here to get it in because it's got no clearance here. Actually, it was easier to get out when I pulled it out, but getting it past this tube is really difficult here. There's the thread. Let's put the screw in, to tighten up the screw. And we're going to do number 1 first because that one's going to be kind of a pain. So let's put it in. All right, come on, buddy. Guys, this is where swivels really make sense to have. I gotta tell you guys, it doesn't matter, you know, but I gotta say, these have been good today for me. These Castleman, they make quality products. There it is. Put that clippy clip in there. All right, we lost that sucker right there. All right, we're gonna push this one in. There we go. We're just gonna snug it up with the coking ratchet, just to be on the safe side. Make sure we are snugged up. Might not. I just gotta feel it. Just got a little bit of put of a feeler in there, and see how it feels. I got my 8mm impact socket. Let's see. Yep. Don't even need to even. I'm not even concerned with that one. That one's good. Let's try this one. Yep. That one's in tight too. And now we just have to clip them back in, and we can move along to the next other ones. Now let's put this number 1 on, because I got a feeling this one's going to be a friggin' hassle right here to get it in, because there's like no room, and the wire's like really kind of like, jeez Louise, how the heck did I get this out? There's literally no room here. This thing's like, I'm fighting this bracket over here. Okay, there it is. Let me get my other glove on, so I can get a good grip on it. Let me use the pry bar too, because you know what? There's the click. And snap it in. Perfect. So these pry bars really working. Pry bars are my friend today. Alright. Perfect. Alright, we got these suckers right in. Now we can work on the other side. This was, number 1 was definitely a real kind of a challenge. Not as bad as I thought, thanks to, like I said, thanks to the pry bar. That was the real challenge. It's let me see if I can get some balance over here with the tripod. Hopefully it works here. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm trying to give you the best visuality over here. Trying to get it. Let me see. I can't even tell what I'm on. Yep. So we got to get right there and right there. So that's 5. This is 4 and that's 5. All right, so 4 and 5 right here. 4, 5. So let's get it out. This is about the best I can do, guys. Let me see if I can twist it just a little bit. There we go. Let me see. 4, 5. Okay. I think I got it. As long as I don't really shake the car, the truck, you guys should be balanced on the video. And I gotta get that out. All right, let's move. All right, we have the ratchet set up. Now we can just try to pry it out with the pry bar. I think we have a little bit more clearance here. I just gotta twist it. There it is. That one. Just a little twist does it, guys. Little twist and some wobbling. Yep, I got it. I think I broke them free from there. Yep. All right. Perfect. And perfect. Simple enough. These were easier to get to for sure. All right. Now I got to set up the other coils with the dielectric grease. So put the dielectric grease on them, get them prepped for installation. And then move the goalpost to the next step. All right, this one's in. Oh. All right, clean that up. All right, so that is done-o. Those are the last two that I have to do. I can put the cap back on of the dielectric grease because we're all set with the dielectric grease. All right, and I got to get the last two spark plugs ready to go. And I got to pre-gap them, guys. They got to get pre-gapped. So I'll put you guys on pause while I gap these. Alrighty, guys, we're gonna thread the first one in, and then the second one, and then we'll do the same steps we did earlier. So we'll thread this first one in. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put it in. Wait a minute, is that? Did I not take those out? I could have sworn I took them out. My bad. That's what I get for not paying attention. Not paying attention, guys. All right. My bad. I did not pay attention, but that's okay because we're gonna get it out right now. Did I not have it in? There we go. There it is. Oh, this spark plug wasn't even bad. It's actually pretty clean. Oops, I dropped you out. There it is. This is the bad inside. This one's actually not bad either. Oh, it's got corrosion on it. I don't even think these are gapped right, guys. And it needed new spark plugs anyway, so better to do that. Better to get it on. Alright, now I can thread the new ones in. There we go. But they sure have made vehicles a lot more difficult nowadays, guys. That's for sure. Tolerances are definitely tight. All right. Let's get the next one in, and then we'll torque them to tighten them up, and then torque them to spec. Okay, more anti-seize on these. Guys, don't forget your anti-seize, because you know what? Nobody likes a stuck spark plug. That's for darn sure. You want to make it easy for yourself for the next time or the next guy, if it comes to that. There we go. All right, let's get this sucker right in. That light, the Husky light, I think it's starting to die off on me. And I think I had it on a full charge, but I'm not sure. All right. Let us tighten it up a little bit. It's on. Alright, let's tighten these bad boys up. There it is. That's the jerk we needed. There it is. Now we just got to make sure with the 1/4 inch torque wrench, we should be good. All right, let's move the torque wrench over here. We're still set at our number that we want to be set at, and all right, perfect, all done. The spark plugs are all in, guys. All the spark plugs. Now you just got to put the ignition coils on. Then it's just time to patch everything up, and we're good to go. All right. Let's get rolling here. Rolling, rolling, rolling. We don't want to smush that in there. So we gotta move those wires. Perfect. We got the thread in there. Alright, let me get this. Where's my little pry bar? Oh, it's right over there. Extra little bit of dust that was around the ring, probably from whatever critter was there. Road dirt. But I think it's from the critter, to be honest with you. Just trying to get it out of there so it doesn't go in the hole as we move along. Alright, I'm going to get the other coil. These already have the dielectric grease on them, so I don't have to worry about it. Oops, I forgot the screw. Alright. So I can start threading everything in, and we're good to go. There it is. Gonna push these suckers right in. Perfect. All right, let me tighten these up. I think I'll just use the ratchet because I think I got them kind of close. I think I'm close, guys. I can't tell. Alright, that one's tight and snug. But this Coke and ratchet is freaking awesome, guys. It really is. The lack of back drag is fantastic. Oops. Then I think I accidentally hit the switch by accident here. I was like, oh, it's not tightening it down. Alright, almost there, guys. Almost there. And quite the adventure. Now we're starting to feel the resistance. Yeah, that's good. Let me get my gloves on and I'll put the clips back on and then plug everything in to put it all together. And then that should probably be it, I hope. Put everything all together now. Wow, what a pain this is. The lack of reach in here. Astoundingly. Okay. Just check this. Let's see. Did I seat this one in all the way? I'm going to try to seat it. Make sure it's all in. All in, guys. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right, all that's pushed in. That's back in. That's back in. All right, we have coils, everything tightened up over there. Now it's just a matter of patching everything back up together, putting the covers back on. We have this foam cover to put back on. This has a directions. I don't know if it was this way, I can't remember. Yeah. Was it this way? Yeah, I think it was this way. There we go. Nope. It's the other way. That's the way it goes. My bad. There it is. Alright, now we just have to put the cover back on. Make sure everything is connected here. No loose wires. I gotta put the filter cover back on. We gotta change the filter on this. So I'll probably pick up a filter tomorrow after work. Alright, I think we're good, guys. Alright, let me see. We can move all this stuff back to the cart. I think we're good, guys. One last check. Make sure you guys double check your work, because you never know. There we go. So let me get my the zoom in function here. Everything seems to be good. Everything seems to be good in the neighborhood. The cover's on. Cover's on. Very good. So this is definitely a long video, guys. Super long. I gotta edit it. Hopefully we can take a lot of chunk of time out. Alright, guys, we got the top on right now. Let's go to diagnostics on my top on. American, Ford. Turn the car on. There we go. We're gonna let the thing do its thing with the thing. The VCI is in. Let's give it a second. I gotta shut this AC off. Oops. Ugh. I'm all over the place, guys. There it is. There we go. We shut that off. Hit automatic. Read. Ignition switch is on. Confirm. And establishing communication, guys. Look at that. All right. Yep. Confirm. Auto scan. Now this should still have the DTC. Here's a topology map. And we have the RCM, PCM. We're going to clear the DTCs and go from there. Alright, what do we got? We got a FCIM, RCM. The BCM is probably going to show up because for the tire pressure sensors. Let's see, what do we got? Seems to be a lot smoother, guys. Alright, it's almost done. Almost done. Alright, there it is. Let's see what the FCI, humidity sensor, push buttons. Yeah, we're not worried about humidity sensor right now. Can always change that. Enter system. Let's go back. Cancel. We want to go to the PCM. Actually, you know what? Let's check out the RCM. Lost communication with accessory protocol interface. Not worried about that right now. VCM should be my traction pressure sensors. Yeah, it's all kind of stupid stuff. We now have no more misfire, guys. Weird. They should have still showed up. Maybe the other things just passed on. Instrument control panel module. Alright. Yeah, we're not going to be able to clear this one because this is a constant until we change the TPMS sensors. But other than that, see, it's not going to change. Other than that, we're good, guys. We are good for now. I'm not going to worry about those other things right now. So, there's that. Confirm. I thought it would have shown the misfires. The misfires are gone. Yep, confirm. Let's take out the VCI right here, and we're golden. Perfect. I gotta update that. I'll update that later. All right. Thank God. This was definitely a project. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications. As always, have yourselves a good day, good night. Hype the videos if you can. And the CE Tool Den is out.